development plan amendment, site plan, and the application is conditionally completed and is being presented to the Board of Commissioners as required by Article 4 of the Municipal Development Agreement. This is being submitted by Linda Brannon, Board Secretary. This includes the amendments to the DD plan as prepared by PS&S engineers, project narrative, traffic generation, traffic management report, and sound level assessment.
Mr. Mayor, this communication be received and filed.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Comments? Roll call, please.
Finch?
Yes.
Quinn?
Yes.
Drella?
Yes.
Hammond?
Yes.
Mayor Cameron.
Yes.
With that, also have correspondence from Kim Ayers, Planning Director. The city staff has received via email today, December 30th, 2009, the attached letter from Tim Edmondson, engineer for NJMP Field of Dreams Site Plan and General Development Plan application, pending before the Planning Board and the City Commission. This letter contains responses to several questions and review comments made by the city staff as part of the completeness review for the Planning Board. It also indicates that the new plan drawings and a revised stormwater management analysis will be submitted today. Please add this new information to the project package distributed to the City Commission that are pending review of the request for the General Development Plan amendment pursuant to Article 4 of the Municipal Development Agreement. Thank you for your assistance.
Mr. Mayor, this communication be received and filed.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Comments? Roll call, please.
Finch?
Yes.
Quinn?
Yes.
Pedrola?
Yes.
Hammond?
Yes.
Mayor Cameron.
Yes.
Correspondence received from Timothy Edmonds relative to the completeness for the review. The Planning Board also submitted from Brian Prohowich the December 31st, 2009 for consideration. This is the review by the city staff of the company of the previous correspondence.
Need a motion on that?
And members of the general public, my name is Jeff DiLazzario. I'm a partner with the law firm of Kavanaugh and DiLazzario, and our office represents the New Jersey Motorsports Park LLC. Earlier in this meeting, we had submitted a request for an approval to an amendment of the general development plan pending the approval of the City of Millville Planning Board, whatever conditions it may place on the amendment that we're requesting. And the materials that we have submitted to both the Planning Board and to this Commission, I think, speak volumes in terms of the who, what, and where of this project and the reasons for our requesting the amendment. It doesn't necessarily speak to why, and I'd like to briefly address why. Well, number one, the amended municipal development agreement that was entered into the parties back in November of 2006 requires us to come to this commission to obtain your approval prior to obtaining the approval of the planning board. So that reason is obvious. And when you look at the plans, you will note that the name of the application is the NJMP Field of Dreams motocross track. And I think there's something both appropriate and ironic about the name of that application. Specifically, anybody who's seen the movie, the first thing they say is, they remember the part that, build it and they will come. Build it and they will come. The part that was apparently edited out of that movie is where Kevin Costner meets with his bankers to discuss how they're going to finance this project of cutting a baseball diamond in a cornfield. The difference between the movies and reality is that to undertake any kind of development, it takes money, and it takes a lot of money. And in most instances, it takes money that is borrowed from banks and lenders and investors. And I've had the privilege over the last 15 years of representing both banks and developers, and they're both very good people, but I can tell you that they come from two completely diametrically opposed philosophies on things. developers by nature are optimists and bankers by nature are pessimists. And the reason that we are making this request for an amendment to the general development plan is to reconcile those two philosophies. Developers, they do believe, build it and they will come. Bankers want to say, the bankers want to know where the money is going to come from to pay them back. And what this project allows us to do is it allows us to capitalize on what we have already done on the main site that has hosted numerous nationally recognized motorsports events, both with automobile racing and motorcycles. The project across the street, south of Buckshootum Road, let me be very clear, we still intend to purchase that property. It has always been our intention to purchase that property. In fact, the municipal development agreement states that, you know, there's even an additional 50 acres to put to use for off-road vehicle course and ATV course. What the municipal development agreement also states and contemplates is exactly the kind of application that we're making here. And what it specifically says is the project, phases 2 and 3 of the project, are subject to market demand and feasibility. And where we're at now is we're in the worst economic time since the Great Depression, and despite that, we are ahead of schedule. We've overcome all kinds of obstacles. In fact, in reviewing the municipal development agreement, construction on phase 1 of the project was to begin by May 1st, 2009, and it was to be completed by April 15th of 2010. Now, we've been hosting major races at that property since, you know, July of 2008. We're well ahead of schedule. It is still our intention to purchase the property across the street. And what we're doing, or what we're proposing to do,
Got 1 minute left.
with the blessing of both this commission and the planning board, is to develop that same exact, or very similar use on this property, so that way we could show our lenders and our investors a historical data that supports the fact that if we build it, the people in this room who come out in support of this application will in fact come, and that their money and the activity that it generates at the site will be there to pay back the loans that we need to take out in order to see phases 2 and 3 happen. And that's the reason why we are here. Thank you.